Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there is a story that was published yesterday by Tuko, which featured into Sabatia Constituency parliamentary seat, concerning the emerging cracks in Kenya Kwanza between ANC party and the UDA party. Remember, Sabatia Constituency is where Malala Mudavadi comes from. This is the area he has defended the seat for more than 20 years. And the issue on ground is that it was unfair for William Samoei Ruto to field a UDA candidate in Sabatia constituency, while at the same time he is giving Malala Mudavadi an ultimatum to deliver 70% of the vote and elective seats from Western region for him to get 30% of the government. And Senator Malala is the one who raised this alarm. Remember, it is not only in Sabatia constituency. The same issue is happening in Mumias East. There is also other cracks emerging there, whereby Malala is insisting that Ruto should keep off local politics in Western region. Some places like Sabatia should be Malala Mudavadi bedroom. And therefore, maybe the rival should have been here between Ford Kenya and ANC, not UDA party coming all the way from Rift Valley to field the candidate in areas where they are seeking Malala Mudavadi to help them to get good numbers of votes. And this is what Tuko was published. I want us to go through that story. Then we will also give our views. This is the headline. Cleophas Malala asked William Ruto to keep off Western politics, tuheshimiane. And according to this story, the Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala has asked Deputy President William Ruto to keep off Western Kenya politics as Kenya Kwanza alliance cracks emerge. The outspoken lawmaker who is seeking to succeed Governor Wycliffe Oparanya on ANC ticket asked Ruto to concentrate on consolidating his support nationally and stop interfering with the local politics, local Western Kenya politics. This is what they quoted him. We have given you top seat as UDA. Please do not interfere in our bedroom. Let's respect each other. You have told us to bring 70% of the votes in Western Kenya in exchange for 30% of the national government. So all the 70% must also involve ANC and for the Kenya parliamentarians the same way we have left the higher seat for UDA, said Malala. The story goes on. Malala remarks came after it emerged that UDA, led by Ruto, would field a candidate in Sabatia constituency, which is ANC leader Malala Mudavadi's backyard. The ANC party has since demanded that the aspirant Clement Sloyer must withdraw from the race in favor of its ANC candidate Alfred Agoi. Actually, it's not Alfred Agoi. ANC has a candidate by the name Dr. Ayod Emmanuel. Agoi is running for the governor seat. The decision by UDA to extend its arm to Sabatia does not add up, and something must be done urgently, Malala warned. The story goes on and on. As of now, if you hear Malala speaking like this, just understand that he is speaking on behalf of ANC party, and he is speaking on behalf of Malala Mudavadi. What Malala is saying is exactly what Malala Mudavadi might have said, but because he can't say, then the best person to pass out this information, it is Senator Cleophas Malala. So this is Malala Mudavadi speaking. And we are wondering, really, what is happening in the ANC party? What is this relationship between Malala Mudavadi and William Samoei Ruto? We want to try and give our views on this issue. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but you're not yet subscribed. So my humble request, please consider subscribing so that any other time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, in Sabatia constituency, Kenya Kwanza have their candidates. Azimio also have their candidates. But remember, Azimio has one candidate because DAP party was trying to penetrate Vihiga and Kakamega, but they were stopped by ODM. And so, in Sabatia, they have someone by the name Kidunduhu Kibisia. That is the ODM candidate. And the one and only Azimio candidate running for Sabatia constituency seat. But now, if you come to Kenya Kwanza, we have ANC party that has filled Dr. Emmanuel Ayodi. That's ANC candidate. Mtu ya Musalia Mudavadi. Number 2, we have Ford Kenya party who has filled candidate in the name of Ikum Arafat. And then we have now UDA party, here William Ruto. They have come with someone by the name Clement Stureh. And this is where the problem is. UDA party going ahead to field a candidate in Sabatia constituency, Clement Stureh. That is where the problem is coming from. For ANC party, they have no problem if Ford Kenya is fielding a candidate. Because for them, if Ford Kenya get, then that is part of the 70% they are supposed to deliver. But now UDA coming to compete with them is another problem here. Because it will be reducing their 70% requirement to get the 30% of William Ruto's government. And I'm asking myself a question. How is Musalia Mudavadi negotiating? How was he negotiating? And how can he work with Ruto, who is coming with a new party for the first time fielding candidates in Western to penetrate even deeper to Sabatia politics? I mean, okay, if you have ODM in Sabatia, that is not news because ODM has been around. In fact, Musalia was vying on ODM ticket some times back. So this is a party that has been around. Ford Kenya, it is a party that has been around. But now, assuming UDA party filled a candidate in Sabatia, then they end up winning this election. Just tell me, how will Musalia Mudavadi appear in the eyes of Kenyans? I'm sure if Ruto was negotiating with Kalonzo Musyoka, however, Kalonzo has made so many mistakes, there is no way Ruto was going to field the candidate in Kitui County where he comes from. Even Machakos, Oro, Makueni, I think that could have been a no-go zone for William Ruto. This is exactly what was supposed to happen with the Musalia Mudavadi. Rather than waiting the issue to come out in this way, and now you see people have failed the candidate, and soon IBC is going to close that chapter. But now they're coming to complain at the later end. So just assume this, because the best thing that would have happened, it was Kenya Kwanza to allow Ford Kenya and NC Party to compete in Western. The same thing ODM has done. They have taken control of Kakamega, Vihiga, Busia. And they are giving DAP party to Trans Nzoia and Bungoma. Because now, in my view, just look, 3 candidates in Kenya Kwanza competing against the ODM candidate, Kidundu. You see, you are giving a chance to your opponent. Because now, you have a rally there. Then ANC candidate stand up, hit on, and this one happened sometimes back when Mudavadi was in Vihiga County. There was somewhere in Mbale, to be specific, where ODM, not ODM by the way, where the Ford Kenya candidates was hitting hard on ANC candidate. And again, the UDA candidate referring to ANC candidate as a project. Now, wanasema hii ni project ya Alfred Agoi na Musalia Mudavadi. So look at that kind of scenario there. your opponent in the same coalition referring to the ANC candidate as a project. So then what do you remain with? And now assume this infight goes on, then the ODM candidate comes in and anapita katikati yao. So tell me, if Sabatia Constituency goes with the ODM, tell me, will Musalia Mudavadi have something to tell Kenyans? Because your own member of parliament is not from your party. So then, how do you come to negotiate? Maybe even your MCA will not come from your party. This could have been stopped from the time Mudavadi was negotiating with William Ruto. I understand how Clement's lawyer came in. I know the brother died, and he was the most preferred candidate for the ANC party. Even personally, I was supporting him. But now he's not there. ANC could not go for lawyer because they felt that they need to go maybe through nomination. And through nomination, of course, it could have been favored other candidates. And the lawyer discovered that he might not run for Sabatia constituency through ANC ticket. Sababu kumeja. So he opted for another sister party. That's how he came in. But now look at the whole scenario. I think Musalia Mudavadi is failing. If you compare him on the way he's negotiating, I can also confirm that then his advisors are also failing Musalia Mudavadi in a big way. And if they're not failing him, then it means Mudavadi is not listening to his advisors. Because on negotiating, he could have just openly told William Ruto, please don't bring your people in Vihiga County. One, the two people, don't bring UDA candidates in Vihiga. Let it be between Ford Kenya and the ANC. Because we are supporting you. Mudavadi amepeana kiti ya president, is not running after promising Luyas he will be on ballot. Mudavadi amepeana kiti ya running mate, he is not even William Ruto's running mate. But now he's given a promise on a slot that is not in the constitution. That means it will depend on William Ruto masses to give him that position. So, having seeded ground for these two top seats, again you come on your own village, you are seeding ground also to give a chance to William Ruto. Na Mudavadi mwenyewe alisema, hatutaki kwenda kwa serikali kwa magoti. We will not go in a government on our knees. We want to go in the government with our head, forming the government. But if you look on what is happening in Vihiga, in Sabatia, and in Kenya Kwanza, as far as Western region politics is concerned, this is the reality that Musalia Mudavadi is going in this government on his knees, just in case they are going to form the government. Because someone put you on a demand of 70% delivery for you to get part of that government. That means if you're not going to deliver 70%, you won't get. But compare that to NASA coalition. There was no a target Raila was giving to Musalia Mudavadi. That means in NASA coalition, Mudavadi was going in that government with his head up. But now comparing this to Kenya Kwanza coalition, Mudavadi is going into this coalition with his knees. He's on his knees. That's the truth. And these cracks are going to help the opponents. I don't want to dive deeper on these candidates because I know one of my friends is on ticket. I don't want to go further to talk of the specific candidates there. Let me just say that all these have equal chance to win, but any mistake ANC is doing here in Kenya Kwanza, it will help ODM to get a pass through. Because the more you are fighting on campaign platform, the more you give a chance to your opponent. This same thing is happening to the women rep candidates. I'm seeing UDA candidate has been fighting with the ANC candidate. It happened in Vihiga, not Vihiga, but actually Mbale. There was a rally there, and Beatrice Adagala was fighting. Is it Jackie or who? Someone there, a UDA candidate. So this is where Ruto has placed Musalia Mudavadi. But I can tell you, Ruto is a very brave man. He understands that 2027 and 2032 is coming. Raila Odinga will not be on ballot. And if he's not on ballot, that means ODM party influence in Western might reduce. Because, of course, these people are supporting ODM just because of Raila Amolo Odinga. Remember, our Kenya politics, party leader is more stronger than the party they lead. So the moment Raila will exit active politics, William Ruto is looking for a way to take over. And how do you take over? Start ruling Musalia Mudavadi right away from his village coming up. From that corner, I think Mudavadi will have nothing to negotiate on.